Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a Patreon request for Manuel. He wanted my, I don't say thoughts, but a commentary, a fan commentary on the original Assault on Precinct 13. Which is fine with me because it's classic, one of my favorite Carpenter films. And if you're interested in requesting a review, a commentary, a topic, a reaction, re-review, or pretty much any type of video, feel free. You just send the request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1, pressing... Wait, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Ah, yes. And immediately we get the fantastic synthesizer music of John Carpenter. One of my favorite scores, period, honestly. And easily one of my favorite John Carpenter films, one of my favorite I'm trying to think where I would put it in. It definitely top 5, maybe top 3. Yeah, just the theme would be number 1. I think Big Trouble in Little China would be number 2. This might be number 3. I mean, I really enjoy this, but John Carpenter is my favorite director. He's my favorite director because you look at a director's filmography. How many of their films do you enjoy? And it was like, well, no kidding. But I mean, that's how I view it. And he has such, from Halloween, this movie, Halloween, The Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing, Christine, Starman, They Live, Prince of Darkness, Big Trouble in Little China. I don't mind Village of the Damned. I like Ghosts of Mars despite some of its flaws. I like vampires. I mean, I'm not big on Dark Star. I do not like The Ward. Memoirs of Invisible Man, not really. But I mean, very few. I love also that, unlike just the white lettering, it's red. It's that blood red lettering. That in this fantastic score. It's eerie, but yet has a great mood to it. Just gets you right into this world that you don't be pulled into of crime and grit and these people just trying to survive with, again, the blood red, and the synthesizer just really gets you in the mood of, oh shit, it's kicking in. I don't know what's kicking in, but something's kicking in. Ding, 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 ding. Now, again, John Carpenter, by this point, he had just done Dark Star, which I wasn't really into, but it was a student film, so I didn't be a bit easy on it. But this, I know when this film came out, it seemed like the critics got it more in Britain. And in the Cannes Film Festival, it did fairly well, and because of the positive notices in Britain, one thing led to another. Erwin Yablans, I believe, got in touch with Carpenter, or vice versa. I know after, or at least, actually, I don't know. Now that I think about it, it might have been either he heard about this film, because I know they worked together on Halloween. I know somehow like this led to them working together on Halloween, which became his most successful film. Donald Pleasance said he took Halloween because his daughters were big fans of Assault on Precinct 13. I know Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright, they're big fans of this film. Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, everything just shot to shit. The film print I'm watching on, I don't know why, the film print I'm watching on this scene is yellow. I don't remember it ever being yellow. So I don't know what film print people will be viewing this on. This is something I found, it's a Blu-ray print that I found online. Because right now I just don't have the ability to use a Blu-ray player right now. But it was always interesting the way the film opens with this random killing of, these criminals. We don't know anything about them, but they're killed by these police officers. I just to really showcase like this trying to cut down a crime. And it's interesting that Carpenter treats these criminals kind of similar to Night of the Living Dead, which I believe John Carpenter said that was one of the influences on this, as well as westerns like Rio Bravo. In fact, he wanted to make a movie similar to Rio Bravo in a western setting, but he only had like $100,000 to make this. So it was easier to do in a modern setting. And to me, for the better. Got the cholos. 7, 8, 9. We got some cutters here. Great, some emo cutters here. See, look at that. All the races of the rainbow. See? No racism here. You got the white guy, you got the Asian guy, Latino guy, black guy, there's a black hand. See? We can all work together. And we can all share our blood and a fucking... Well, they don't drink that blood next? The true blood brothers, I guess. Here we have Austin Stoker, our lead character, playing Bishop. Austin Stoker, I believe, was in Battle for the Planet of the Apes. And he does a really good job. He's very likable. He's personable, if that's the right word I'm thinking of. He's very likable, strong. Look at that. A strong black lead. But... why did you mention that, Matt? Because nowadays they act as if that's never happened, and also it's one of those things where it doesn't matter if a person is black or white. It matters if they're a strong lead. This is the point. He's a strong lead. It just so happens to be a black person. And you know what? They don't even bring that up. As far as I remember, they don't bring this up. And that was refreshing. Dude, that's the easy thing to do. That's the easy way to go. And he's strong, he's smart, he's capable, he's doing the best that he can. You can relate to him. He's just a guy stuck in this shitty situation. He's been on the job for 4 minutes. Now, you know, as they said, Precinct 9, Division 13. So that makes you go, wait a minute, if it's Division 13, if it's Precinct 9, why the fuck is it called Assault on Precinct 13? Well, John Carpenter... It's funny, that line, there are no more heroes. Let me just think of the line the bad guy says in Lethal Weapon. There are no more heroes. I think it was Lethal Weapon. One of the bad guys said that. Could be wrong. But anyway, John Carpenter did not come up with the title of Assault on Precinct 13. His original title was, I think, the Anderson Alamo or The Siege. That was another title. And it was a distributor They said, well, we liked a song on Precinct 13. And I said, well, wait a minute, it doesn't take place at Precinct 13. Yeah, but Precinct 13 sounds just, 13, like a formidable number. I just, lucky number 13. And it's a great title. That's the one of the few nitpicks I have. It would be nice if somehow, some way, some form, someone would go in and just change that line of dialogue. Just say, Division 9, Precinct 13, or just change it a little bit, but anyway. There's Darwin Joston as Napoleon Wilson. Gotta smoke. This is definitely a further influence for Snake Plissken. Just that demeanor, that cool, soft-spoken demeanor to the character. Bit mysterious. You don't know his past. You still never get to know his past. He keeps talking about how he's going to explain why he's called Napoleon, but it never happens. Which is fine. Because Darwin Joston does a really good job giving this feeling to the character, this, even though he's a criminal, he stands by his word and his honor of helping Austin Stoker's character out, and again, he's cool under pressure, and I'm sitting chairs. He's funny as well. Now the other guy you may recognize as the officer, he's the guy carrying the clipboard, that's Charles Cyphers. And Charles Cyphers, of course, would be in Halloween. And then another great piece of music. And the person there, handcuffed in front of Napoleon, Darwin Joston's character, the guy talking now is Tony Burton, who was Apollo Creed's manager in Rocky and Rocky 2, and would go help Rocky Balboa himself in Rocky 4. He's a guy in Rocky Balboa that goes, "Let's start making some hurting bombs." I have my moments. I think the first time I saw this, I always thought this guy who was sick, that he was faking being sick, and that he was faking being sick so much that he was going to try to steal the bus or something. But yeah, I mean, I really commend what John Carpenter did. I mean, with a low budget, $100,000, it's a good looking movie, using the widescreen, 35 millimeter. Is that the truth, Warden? Man should always tell the truth. I think it has this cool demeanor, and Carpenter does a good job writing the film with these characters. They make them interesting in their persona. Give him bad for that love tap that Warden gave him in the jail cell. The guy who plays the Warden, his name is John J. Fox. And sadly, I don't know most of these people what they've done after. I mean, Charles Cyphers, he was in Halloween. Anderson, 532. That's why John Carpenter wanted to call the Anderson Alamo. Because Anderson, where it took place, Alamo, of course, like The Last Stand. Maybe that could have been another title, The Last Stand. But I liked A Song of Precinct 13. It's just that one nitpick of, in the movies, Precinct 9, not 13. But see, it does a decent enough job building up without being boring. Because I already got a notion of Austin Stoker's character. He's new on the job. He's ready to do his duty, but he's not an uptight prick. Napoleon's character, he's mysterious, but he's funny, interesting. Then here we have Tim Richards as the little girl Kathy. Kim Richards. I think she was escaped to Witch Mountain, I believe. I haven't seen those movies in a long time, so I could be wrong with that. But yeah, Kim Richards is Kathy, and I don't remember who plays the dad. I don't remember. Well, his dad fucked up. He should have asked the cop anyway. Maybe if he asked the cop, none of this would have happened. But I've seen before, like, people went at, like, Austin Stoker. I don't know what he did much after this. Same with Darwin Joston. Except Darwin Joston had a tiny role, I remember, in The Fog. Tony Burton, some of the Rocky movies, among others. He did other films too. I think Tony Burton actually had a bit role in The Shining. He had like a scene or two with Statman Crothers. This guy carrying the case, I think that's Frank Doubleday. I think he was in Escape from New York. I could be wrong. I think he's the guy in Escape from New York who goes up to Lee Van Cleef and gives him the countdown. And was he using like a watch from a guy's hand or something? I forget. It's been a while since I've seen some of these movies. I haven't committed the memory. But see, I mean, who says we don't have, diversity in movies? Look at that. We got white, black, non-white, and non-black. With diversity bringing us together to murder and kill. And like I said, it was interesting having these villains that don't say a lot. They really don't talk. They don't have dialogue. And it makes it a bit more different and unique. It does make them more of a menace in this instance. Like the zombies Night of the Living Dead. Although I like this movie a lot more than the original Night of the Living Dead. I'm sorry. I much prefer Dawn of the Dead, which I reviewed. Or Day of the Dead. But it's not just the main theme that works great in the movie music-wise. It's also the quieter moments, like here when he looks around. Yeah, sort of that calm before the storm. The storm that's going to rain hell on this precinct. Another piece of great music. But yeah, this came out in 1976, and I don't know if it did much in America, like box office wise. Like I said, I know One Thing Led to Another and would soon get the job for Halloween. And then that, like I said, became the biggest hit. Did a nice survey of this precinct because everything's being boxed up. It's getting shut down. That's why you have so little officers there. Because you had to explain, well, why isn't it like wall-to-wall officers? Wouldn't it be like 20, 30 officers? So they actually give a reason. No, we're shutting down. That's why there's a skeleton crew. Towards the back there, I think we saw Nancy Loomis as Julie, who would be in other John Carpenter productions. Here, I believe it's Laurie Zimmer, I believe is her name. Damn, got the titties like right out. Boom! They're ready to break out of there. Ready to poke a hole. I don't know why Laurie Zimmer, the girl also Stoker's talking to, she seems like she could be related to like Kirstie Alley. I know it's not Kirstie Alley, but if you told me like that was Kirstie Alley's sister, I would buy it. I'm just something about her voice and her looks. She does remind me a little bit of, I didn't, Kirstie Alley. Oh, stop bitching. Just do your job, Nancy Loomis. Let me see if I get some info. This came out in 1976. Black for over 30 years. No, the coffee. John Carpenter was approached by producer J. Stein Kaplan to make the film, under $100,000 on the condition that Carpenter would have total creative control. Inspired by Howard Hawks' Western films like Rio Bravo, also inspired by George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Controversy over the MPA for a scene that's coming up. He got the film an R rating. Came out November 5th, 1976. Mixed reviews, unimpressive box office returns in the U.S., but then the film premiered in the 1977 London Film Festival. The festival director gave it a glowing review, critical acclaim in Britain, throughout Europe. Go figure. Now later, this would get a remake in 2005. Now, to be fair on the remake, the remake is not the worst thing ever. I think if I reviewed that film, I might have reviewed that film, I don't remember. I'd probably be less harsh on it compared to Rob Zombie's Halloween films, compared to the Fog remake. It's Assault on Precinct 13 is one of those remakes that I still don't see a need for the remake, but like I said, it's at least a good looking film, at least it's well directed, as in some nice camera angles and shots. At least there's a different vibe of it being police officers, but at the same time, because you get to know more of the villains, that makes them less scary compared to this. Because they're wearing body armor, you don't get as much satisfaction of this blowing these bad guys away. They keep coming. When is it going to stop? Like nightmarish quality that you get with this, that's taken away in the remake. The music is a huge step down. The fact that even the superficial, like, it's funny, like, they say there's never been diversity, or no, it's not diverse, but you have a black lead who's a good guy, the cop, and the criminal's the white guy. The remake, they reverse it. So of course the black guy's the criminal. Of course, the hero cop is a white guy. You would think for some people you would at least keep that. Some people may view superficial, some may not. I just thought that was another weird thing they changed. Like, I think that, I mean, if Lawrence Fishburne was the cop and Ethan Hawke was the criminal, I think that might have been even more interesting of a movie. That's one of the reasons why I bring it up, but... And it doesn't nearly have anything shocking compared to... That's the thing, when I look at that, with that title, it's so below this when you compare the two. If it had a different title, I probably wouldn't be as harsh on it. And I know. Say that for a lot of stuff. See, it doesn't have... I was going to say it doesn't have stuff like this, but at the same time, like, what do you want a Xerox? I understand. They should just made their own fucking movie. But anyway, like this scene is effective. Like this random, who's going to get killed, who's going to get hit. Again, this menace of these guys, they don't want to talk. They just hunt and kill. There's no reason. There's no explanation. There's no rhyme to it. Just do it. Here we got the ice cream man. It's not Clint Howard. Give me some fudgesicles and a goddamn vanilla sundae. Or I'm gonna stick a cone up your ass. To coin the phrase. And change your fucking shirt. You got like balloons on your shirt. You fucking clown. Don't take my ice cream. Oh, back in the day when people used to use pencils. You really have people using pencils. You have people rarely writing. Just type it on their phone or something. Yeah, when I first saw this back today, I thought this whole thing with the guy coughing, it was an act. Where he's fake coughing, waiting for someone to check up on him, and then he'll try to attack. He'll try to escape. And, you know, something will happen. But, nah, that doesn't. Sorry, I went silent. I was listening to the dialogue. Yeah, you're trying to get a little backstory to this guy, Napoleon. He's asking, you know, why did you kill this guy? What? So all we get to know is that he killed some people back in the day. Sorry, I'm supposed to be doing commentary. He doesn't want me to sit here just look blankly at silence, so I apologize, Manuel. But I guess I've been, as I'm listening to little hints of his backstory, Napoleon, and then kind of wondering what could it be, why did he do what he did. I wonder if it's sort of a Cameron Poe situation, like Cameron Poe or Con Air, like he killed someone, but it was self-defense. Like maybe he killed these people because they did something to someone he knew or someone he loved, or maybe not. Maybe it was some other reason. I don't know. But usually when they do that in a movie, like they bring something up but they never mention it, they never follow through on it, you get annoyed and irritated, like what the fuck, what's with the blue balls, why is he called Napoleon, what the fuck did he do? But here I don't know, with the rest of the movie, the mysterious nature of the criminals and other stuff, it kind of fits, and it's just John Carpenter is the type of writer director that knows how to handle that stuff fairly well. And with John Carpenter, just the way he gets people with the using the frame and the way the music's done, with whether it be him by himself or other movies with Alan Howarth or other people, it gives that feel and tone and atmosphere to his movies, and just knows how to handle it well. And it's sad that the last film he directed was The Ward, which is such a bullshit movie because nothing about it feels John Carpenter. Not the music, not the atmosphere, not the look. If you do, that's fine. To me, The Ward just sucks. But I love this film because of its simple but effective idea. Does the cast work well? Has some nice levity, sense of humor, but at the same time, just a kick-ass score. A fairly intense action sequences. And that type of idea, the whole siege type of story, is a type of story I'm a sucker for normally. I think because I don't want to say it's relatable, but you can easily put yourself in that type of situation. Whatever, because wherever you're at, you're in somewhere. A building of some type, a house, apartment complex, whether you're even at a fucking library, at a fucking hospital, whatever. What would you do if everything was against you and you had to keep it at bay? What would you do? What's wrong with regular vanilla? See, if that was me, I would have lived, because I like regular vanilla. But because she's too greedy, she dies. See, that's why you can't be so fucking greedy. Just be plain, people. I take my burgers plain, my cheeseburgers plain, my chicken sandwiches plain, and my ice cream plain vanilla. See, at that situation, I would be alive. I would have lived. But, the fucking little bitch wanted more with fucking ice cream. Her ass is grass now, just like the grass that her body's lying on. But that was shocking back in the day. But the reason you can handle it is because it goes by quick. It's not this slow torture fest. It just poop. Oh shit, and it's done. And it fits with the tone, the atmosphere, the feel of it, and where it's going with the story. Even the way that the father handles it. Yes, of course, in real life it's understandable with a guy screaming and hoarsened his voice and yelling at the top of his lungs at the death of his daughter. It's understandable in real life. But that's the difference between real life and movie. You can play that genuine emotion in a movie, but as a viewer it could come off as laughable because we still get that sense of you want to get pulled into a film, but you still know you're looking at a screen, a TV screen, movie theater screen, computer screen. So there's still a few things that's like, okay, may work in real life, yes, as a movie, because there's still a type of separation. Some things just don't work that do work in real life. I thought the actor who played the father handled that scene fairly well. Some bitch had to put this fucking sign up and no one wants to read what the fuck I put up. Like, what was the fucking point of me putting up this fucking sign? Now this ass was parked in the fucking bus. Can you read the sign I just put up here, you lazy pieces of shit? You just drove past me putting a fucking sign up. I'm gonna take this hammer. I'm gonna bust your fucking headlights. I'm gonna crack some skulls. And we're gonna party. Yeah, I guess you didn't see the sign that I fucking put up, Charles Cyphers. You don't put them up your ass if you talk to me that way, buddy. I don't give a fuck about you and your time. I don't have time for your jaw jacking. Yeah, this guy's just coughing up a storm. That's the. That's not a bad detail. The coughing guy has his big sweat stain on the back of his shirt. That's a nice little touch of the detail they put on there. If you rewind back, when he winters in, he's got a sweat stain in the back of his shirt, which makes sense if he's that sweating profusely because of being sick. But again, it's just a nice little touch of the detail. Now, as in Napoleon Wilson is such an infamous criminal that even this guy who's new to the job has heard of him. And that little head tell, like he's so shocked that this guy actually says sorry to him. First meeting of our two leads. Then interesting, like little head tell, like Napoleon like gives them. Like, this guy just said sorry to me? I guess he's like, wow, okay, maybe this guy's a little bit different. Show us them titties. Give them in a show. Come on, you can fit through those cells, those bars. Just pop a titty right through that bar. Maybe get stuck. Well, okay, if I'm looking at... If I look at John Carpenter's filmography, Halloween, most of the Carpenter films I reviewed on the channel, although I'd be happy to re-review them anytime because I love them, most of them. Halloween's a classic, but everyone always talks about Halloween when it comes to slasher films, when it comes to horror films, when it comes to John Carpenter films. Everyone always brings up Halloween, which is why I like to bring up other films of Carpenter's filmography. But I mean, Halloween, well made. Man, those guys hightailed it out of there. They didn't even stay to help. Now, this guy can't shoot for shit. Now, I don't know why you would not attempt to have that big ass gun firing it with two hands instead of just one hand. Like, fires it like this. It's like a sniper rifle while you fire it with two hands. But I guess, he's like, maybe it's time to die. The script says it's time to die. Well, you sorry ass just left him there. You left your buddy there to die. You just hightailed out there, and there was 4 of you. Well, 3 now. 4 of you had guns, so 4 of you could have fired on this flannel-wearing Mr. Dad here. But see, now these guys just coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the darkness. See, back in the day, we had these things called phone booths. You don't have that anymore. Now there's 2 of them. Why you don't run like Steven Seagal, man? Don't run like you got your shit in your pants. Really hightail it out of there. Oh, now there's 3 of them. Now there's 4 of them. That's really like they're coming out of the woodwork, and it's like, well, how many of them are there? That's the mystery of it. And then with the music and the wide frame, makes it seem even more like eerie. Stop slapping him in the face, man. Just say someone killed my daughter. Someone killed my daughter. Just say those 4 things. Oh, the shit's gonna hit the fan. Don't go out there. Well, not for a little. There's still a little bit more. But yeah, Halloween classic. The fog I really enjoy. I love the look of the ghost. I love the way the fog is done. Really makes it atmospheric. Another great cast: Jamie Lee Curtis, Hal Holbrook, Tom Atkins, Adrienne Barbeau. Yeah, I love the look of the fog. Really well done. Elevates the atmosphere in that film. When you do see the ghosts, I like how they're shrouded among the fog. Don't say among the frog. That's another movie, Frogs. Carpenter had nothing to do with that. But there's another 70s movie, Frogs. Like this 70s movie. And I would definitely say this is one of my favorite 70s films. Okay, so at least now they know his daughter's been shot. Which is weird because later on she asks, we don't know anything about him, we don't know why he's here. I'm like, yeah you do, you just said there that his daughter's been shot. Uh-oh. This is when the shit hits the fan. Pop goes the weasel. Yeah, right. One of the movies because they're doing silencers. Granted, someone's gonna have to tell me who really knows their guns. Do silencers, like, how silent are silencers? Would they actually be this quiet, or would you hear more of it? Why wouldn't they shoot at a police station? Well, that's what some would say. At least the other girl knows, like, she's on the case. Like Laurie Zimmer, she's like, if you don't stand there, I'm gonna do something. We gotta take care of some of these guys. Good job, cops. Stand there to get shot. Oh, there goes Charles Cyphers. That's okay, Charles Cyphers. You'll be in Halloween a year or two later. Give me 5. Oh no, it's the T's. Alright, fine. God damn it. Just makes it a bit more interesting that you have a shootout, yet it's such a quiet shootout. Now, the whole reason for having silencers is that, of course, the rationalization of why wouldn't anyone hear it and call someone else, call for help. You have to be in a modern setting, but you don't want people there to call for help, so they're shooting with silencers. But of course, later on, the people in the police station, they're shooting with firearms. But maybe you could argue, well, they're in the police station. Maybe that muffles the gunshots because of that. Do you think about how much work it was to get all this stuff for this glass and I could be wrong, but it seems like from time to time during the shootout, there'd be like a slight hint of an edit. Like it's the same shot, but it seems like there's like a little edit. Like maybe something went wrong. So I'll say keep the shot going. Shit, it didn't work. Do it again. Okay, that worked. We'll cut the 2 or 3 milliseconds of frames. I could be wrong, but it seems like maybe a little bit in there. And they didn't have the money to reshoot the whole thing, so. But you know, I'm still fine with it. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not how it was done, but. What I mean by that, okay, say the glass being shot, and it's on there for 10 seconds. As it's shooting, sometimes it's like a little. Like if you look at a piece of. I don't know how to word it. Yeah, I'm probably wrong anyway. See, this is one of those films that shows that a score can help so much. And the movie would still be a good film, but scores can be so important with movies. That's why many times I will mention the music of a movie, because I think it's a... How do I word it? It's a tool that I think a lot of times can be underutilized. Or, you know, they come up with a score, but it becomes very forgettable. Idea is like Darwin Joston, his character being a wise ass, but not annoying, not irritating, not constantly, consistently, over and over again. See, it looked like all this stuff they're talking about. We have a black man, strong black man who's the lead. He's a normal guy, but he's capable. We have a strong female. She's got the gun ready. At one point, she gets shot. She has no fucking... She barely even flinches. It's everyone working together. It's not I'm the woman, fuck you guys, or you're a woman, fuck you woman, or I'm the black man, fuck you guys. The black man is teen. It's us working together. Men and women, black and white, working together so there's no mass hysteria against a common foe. People here treated equally. You get it? Equally, 50-50, not 70-30 or 60-40. Or in this case, 50-50-50. I don't know. Well, 25-50-75. No. 33-66 and 99. 33-3-3-3. The 1%, I don't know. Go to her, Nancy Loomis's character, because all she does is bitch. I don't blame the actress, just the way her character's written, it's just there to bitch. That's probably why she gets shot later. You're bitching too much. Oh, thank God, flares. If there's a bear, maybe we can steer away with the flare. Of course, those flares, they come in much later. But you know, you bring something, you mention the flares, then much later on, hey, we can put that into effect. At least it's been brought up. What happened to that hammer you had before? That should break the lock. Yeah, inside a police station with the phones are out. This is not the day of cell phones. Of course, even if so, they come up with a reason. Oh, the cell phone don't work, or we can't get any blah blah blah. But nowadays it'd be like, well, what about phones? Record them, upload to fucking YouTube. Well, nowadays it'd be like, no, cops are bad. Cops are bad. Cops are evil. So we can't have a movie about a cop. Some cops are assholes, to be fair. But not all cops. God damn, it's a party. It's a swap meet. They're all going to Comic-Con. Well, no, they're all running from the pandemic. Where's your masks? See, these are the fuckers spreading the goddamn virus around. Not wearing the goddamn mask. See, if this movie was made today, they wouldn't have a gun. They'd just be like, to people. Go up to it. Right into people's faces and running away. There's Chico and Chica. Set up the roadblock. Here we got the 3 Thunder Warriors here. Got someone's bloody TP. We got who we got here? We got guy in the middle looks a little like Bobby Lee. I'm not cleaning that mess. You just made that mess. You clean it up. Should've just shot him in the back. Fuck it. Boom, boom, boom. What, you want us to do the laundry? It means they want us to do the laundry, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to go for a commercial of Clorox or something. It's a siege. It's a goddamn siege. I think the first time I saw this film was on cable. It wasn't on VHS, I know that. I swear it was on cable. I don't remember what channel it was though. I don't know if it was IFC or another channel. That was around time that we being, the family. It was just my mom and I. I was in high school at the time, and not too long we had gotten cable. Oh, there she goes. Probably as soon as she went off frame, she got killed. But it was one of those times. So it must have been around 2000, 2001, maybe 99, 98. I mean, it was somewhere around there. It had to be between 97 to 2002. Because I remember when I was in the original, my childhood home, I saw it, which we left in 2002, and got cable around 97. So look, she got shot, she didn't even flinch. I don't know what this guy's waiting for. Does he think he can only shoot her 2 inches away? Guns usually have distance. You don't have to get that close. See, that's your problem. Now she'd kick you in the nuts. Fucking idiot. I see Napoleon kick some ass. Break your arms, Dean Seagal down. Fuck you. Haha. Kick some ass. See, is that this tension of building up? They're getting in. I can't get. Oh shit! Can't get to the guns. What are we gonna do? 3, 2, 1. Do it. Knock them down. 3 in a row. It shows how simple mayhem can be accomplished. Well, if you built up your characters so you like them, you have the right sound effects, editing, and music. There's nothing super directorial editing or MTV editing or crazy camera, Michael Bay style direction. It's just that carnage. The simple carnage. The powerhouse of the shotgun blowing them away. They also Stoker takes some 2 for 1, 2 piece in a biscuit, get the fuck out of here. I'm just a sucker for shotguns. I don't know what it is. It's a weapon that just holds a lot of power. Just the powerhouse of a shotgun, the way it sounds, the way, especially the pump action, just always gets a thrill out of me. A simple thrill for an action junkie like me. Let the lady get some. Shoot you in the face, sucker. Boom, boom. You just survived the first wave. It's like a video game. Oh, it's your waiting time. Go get some ammo. Till you reach level 2. There's Tony Burton there. We got Napoleon. We got 4 left because Nancy Loomis didn't make it. Yeah. She bitched herself to death. She kept bitching. Just kept bitching, and a bullet just found her and told her to shut up. And then even the music, like, you should have shut up. Don't bitch. You bitched it. You were too much. You kept talking. You wouldn't shut up. You kept bitching. Moaning, groaning. You wouldn't be quiet. But the bullets made it your mission to shut up. You need to be quiet. But now you will be forever. You need to shut up. Hey bitch, you shut up. But now the bullet came and made you quiet. Quiet forever. Still also Stoker being the lead, taking control of the situation. But at the same time it has a little bit of naivete. Like, someone must have heard us. It's like, no, not really. Man, those old school Coca-Cola machines. They definitely don't have those anymore. Well, that's because they barely have those kind of bottles anymore. The glass bottles. And see, just by a look at Napoleon, Darwin Joston's look, you tell he's got respect for this guy. It's okay. This is what the kind of guy this guy is. A little hope in humanity, perhaps. I thought it was a cater. Bunch of fucking beer in there. But no, it's completely different. Damn, that's a macho woman right there. Well, maybe if she tried to fight back instead of just, or kept her head down like the one guy did, maybe she'd be alive. Napoleon's right. They're smart. There's so many people out there. They took all the bodies. all the other stuff. Yeah, Napoleon's, like you said, did interesting. Like, there's so many. I did that mysterious part of these characters. Like, they took all the evidence away. They cleaned everything out, and that makes it again a bit of a. I don't know why it makes it more of a horror film feel to some actual horror films that I've fucking seen, especially lately, especially this year. Maybe they got their good fairy to help you. You really are a smart ass. Yep. What started all this? A freebasing accident. Okay, never mind. Ah, the cholo. That's what it was called. Yeah. I've never heard that expression before. It looks like someone spit in your socks. Is that a normal occurrence in the 70s that people would spit in other people's socks? For those who lived in the 70s, you let me know. Was that, you know... Now Tony Bird explain what the cholo is to the death. Rip us apart. Then that will stop. And you have Austin Stoker's character, who, again, the rookie, naive sort of mentality to it of, it can't happen here. But Napoleon, he's more seasoned. I've stolen this a couple of times. This dialogue. I got this new plan. It's called Save Ass. I've used that a couple times. Even some reviews I've said that. I can't remember which ones. Oh, there's when you realize that he has no fucking bullets. I got a new plan. It's called Save Ass. Interesting lighting too, like you see the light through the blinds. I will say the Blu-ray from Stream Factory for this. Remember the picture not being too bad. This might be where the picture quality's from. Again, I have the Blu-ray, but I just don't have a Blu-ray player here right now. But like feature-wise, I don't know. I mean, maybe just they couldn't get a lot of people interviewed for the movie, but I don't know, just it seems like something that should have a lot more features than it did, like a good lengthy documentary, and it doesn't. That was disappointing. I don't know. Some reason it just felt like a Blu-ray that needed more than it did. They just flicked the fucking match with their thumb, man. You know. He finally got his light. That voice talking to the patrolman, that voice is Tommy Lee, I believe it's Tommy Lee Wallace, who would go on to direct Halloween 3, would go on to direct Stephen King's It. Because I know I recognize that voice, because I've seen him in interviews. That's definitely Tommy Lee Wallace. He'd also directed Friday Night Part 2 from the 80s. It's a 10-4, good buddy, when it's... Nope, don't want to listen to that cop. What manhole? It'd be funny, he looks in and Ninja Turtle pops up. That's a bad decision. That's a bad fucking decision. I mean, those manholes are going to be hard to get out anyway, and people don't see them. We haven't even flipped a coin yet. Oh, loose. Yeah, bad attitude. I always lose. I just love Tony Burton's reaction to this whole thing. It's very funny. In retrospect, sad because his character does end up dying, which is too bad. Just these little scenes here and there just made him a likable character because of the levity and the humor, but it's natural. And this game I've never heard of. There's to heaven. Kiss my ass and go to heaven. I told you I'll lose. That devil will do it again. How come she's out of it? Again, that's funny, and that's naturally funny. Look at that. 2 cops wishing me luck. I'm doomed. I mean, his reaction is funny, and then the sad thing is that he's right, he is doomed. And, again, that's the sad thing about it. You know, in those few scenes and moments, I grew to like the character. I thought Tony Burton did a good job, and it brought some fun levity to it. But at the same time, it wasn't annoying or stupid or over the top. Like I said, natural. Sorry, just watching the actors, just natural. The performances are. You don't see that every day in movies today. You just don't. But yeah, again, this is a film that only cost what $100,000 to make. That was a lot to me, but compared to other movies and studios, and it's still a really good looking film, man. The way it's lit, the way it uses the frame. See, I completely forgot there was an upstairs, just we never go upstairs. Probably because they didn't have enough money for an upstairs. Based on the outside shots of the building, I'm kind of wondering what he means. He says, we can't go upstairs because they will see us. I don't really get that. I mean, again, they say it because we can't shoot up there because we don't have the money for another set. So I guess they have to come up with some rationale. He's not gonna make it though. But yeah, looking more at John Carpenter's filmography, I mentioned Halloween, The Fog, Steve from New York. I actually saw Steve from LA first, and then it wasn't until years later till I saw Steve from New York. When I saw Steve from LA, I didn't even know it was a sequel. And then later on, like, Steve from New York, wait, that guy looks familiar. Holy shit, this is... The film I saw was a sequel? Same thing happened with Army of Darkness. I saw Army of Darkness, I didn't know it was a sequel. Then later on, I'm like, wait a minute, that guy... That character was in 2 films before? I found that out in a Fangoria magazine. Like, it was like a best horror film. They had a bunch of reviews in it. I think it was the one with Jason's hockey mask on the cover. And then it had a picture of Ash from Evil Dead 2. I'm like, wait, I recognize that guy. Chainsaw for a Hand? I recognize that movie. Wait, there were movies before this? Yeah, you have that false hope, and it just doesn't work out. And sort of that, nah, it's not what I think it is, right? It's not what I think it is. Now, of course, yep, I know what it is. And the motherfuckers. But yeah, Steve from New York is a good one. The Thing is my favorite John Carpenter film because I love the paranoia, the effects, the cast. Such an interesting idea. He got fired from Firestarter because of the flop The Thing became. So then he did like Starman, Christine. Starman's very heartfelt movie. Christine, pretty decent film. Some really good car chase sequences, like when the car's on fire. What did he do after that? They Betray Little China, which I love, because I love the character Jack Burton. I think it's a very funny movie, very crazy, imaginative film, creative film. Let's see, then was it like Prince of Darkness, Prince of Darkness, the plot, there's still times where I'm a bit confused about the plot of the Prince of Darkness, but I just love its thick, creepy atmosphere to the movie. I think there's really some interesting images in that film some cool death scenes. And I actually like the cast. I like Jameson Parker and Donald Pleasance and Victor Wan, Dennis Dunn. They Live, love Roddy Piper. I miss Roddy Piper. Thought that was his best acting role as Nada. He worked well with Keith David. Loved the whole subliminal messages. The whole idea of the sunglasses that shows you the true world, the truth. And then, let's see. See, after They Live. What do you do after They Live? What was the next one? Was it Memories of Invisible Man? Yeah, probably Memories of Invisible Man. Now, she says take off through that vent and go off in the other direction. What does she mean? Does she, like in the sewer system, you would think there'd be a lot of ways to go in the sewer system. It wouldn't just end at that manhole. So why didn't they just escape through the sewer system and go 2 miles away and pop out of a manhole? You know what I mean? Like stay through the sewer system and just keep going through the sewers. Keep going. Do they ever explain that? Because you would think a sewer system, it goes all under the city and it's all connected. So again, why didn't they all just go in the sewer system and stick there? Like again, 2 miles away. I've seen enough Ninja Turtle movies to know in the sewer system, but maybe something else. I don't know. There wouldn't be a movie. That's why. But again, I just thought about that. Like, why? Again, if someone could explain that to me, feel free. Like, it's a sincere question. Yeah, now I am thinking about that. Why did Tony Bird have to get out of that manhole right there? Isn't there a manhole like much further down the street? Like again, a mile away, or again, not even a mile, but like 2 blocks away, a block away, another manhole he could have popped out of in this. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe the sewer system. Maybe there's more to it. If you let me know, feel free. I mean, if you know more, feel free to let me know. In fact, I didn't realize this has been going quick for me, this commentary. There's 8 minutes left of the movie. That's with the end credits. And when you watch the film again, you realize it's not a wall-to-wall action movie. I mean, technically, there's only 2 action scenes. Well, I guess it depends what you mean by an action scene. There's 2 full-blown action scenes. There's a scene where he gives a shotgun to Napoleon and they're all shooting in their different areas. And then this finale coming up. So, I mean, again, when you think about it, it's labeled mostly under action films. But yeah, I guess it depends what you mean. I just tend to do this a little bit of action, like when the little girl gets shot, when the father shoots the one white cholo warlord guy. when they initially shoot, and you consider that an action scene. But I mentioned that because many movies, they do have, I guess I'm thinking Marvel movies, DC movies, and they have these wall-to-wall action spectaculars, like Transformer films that last 30 minutes long, these action scenes. Like Age of Extinction, I swear there were scenes that just took forever, action sequences. I think that's Transformers 4. I'm like, I'm an action junkie, and even I'm going, this is just fucking too much for me. And usually I'm the opposite. Usually I want more action. Very rarely do I go, that's too much action. But I just mentioned in Marvel films, even though they'll technically have more action, I still pick this over that. Because it's just a much better film that also features, old school, straightforward action scenes, but they work because of the situation, the circumstances involved. When will you tell me? As he said before the Charles Cyphers, I'll tell you on my deathbed. The big sign is beat the fuck out of these people. Smack them in the face. It's just an interesting idea, this whole onslaught of people just having to push them back over and over again. They definitely smacked a lot of fucking people, though. Smacked the shit out of them. All the fucking smoke. But can't see what he's supposed to fucking shoot. Got him. Bullseye. And it's a way to do it, on the cheap. Like, you can't show the full actual hallway getting blown up. So you shoot little bits here, little bits there. Show the aftermath. There you go. I mean, technically the remake, I would say, has more action than this. But I consider this a better action movie because I care more about the feel, the tone, the atmosphere, the music, even, the characters. Which Ethan Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne were not awful in the remake. It's just the way John Carpenter wrote these characters, the way Austin Stoker and Darwin Joston and Laurie Zimmer acted, and Tony Burton, just more appealing to me. Even directing choices like the reveal of our three characters when the smoke dissipates. That's a nice touch. Anyone got smoke? 2 days later, this guy dies. I think you just briefly see him kind of mouth the words "thank you." So that more quiet music. Miss, do you want your arm fixed or what? Get on the fucking stretcher. I wonder if it's one of those things like she goes up the steps, but the steps lead to nowhere. Also, Stoker just has that like blue tie. See, even that moment's a little nice. Like, show Austin Stoker telling the cop, "Get the fuck away from him," showing Napoleon a bit of respect. Just a nice respect between the two characters. Lead your fancy. I have moments. And just the way that the shots here, like these two equals. You know, they both helped each other survive this predicament. Walking off to who knows what happens next. And that classic, awesome music. This is the type of music that should be at the end of every fucking movie. I mean, why not? You know how they have that meme on online where they take like the video game Guile Street Fighter music and they put it to random stuff? They should do that with this. Like every movie end with this music. Pick whatever movie you want, just end it with this music. It's just like, that's badass. Maybe that was a badass movie. Even if it was like the end of fucking... Well, if it was the end of The Last Jedi, the movie would still suck, but it'd be like, hey, that's really cool end music. Townsend Optical's MGM. But yeah, classic film, one of my favorite John Carpenter films. Thank you, Manuel, for the request. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.